Welcome to Outdoors Radio with Dan Small, your source for the latest hunting and fishing information.
Thanks for joining us on Outdoors Radio. I'm Dan Small. It's time now for another update on Lake Michigan fishing in the Sheboygan area, sponsored by Dumper Dan's Sport Fishing Charters, Condos, and Riverfront Store on South Pier Drive in Sheboygan and on the web at dumperdan.com. He's also got a Facebook page, Dumper Dan Sport Fishing Charters. And remember, you can listen to this conversation along with some video and photo support every time we post one, every other week at least, on his Facebook page. Also sponsored this week by Parker John's Barbecue and Pizza in Sheboygan and on the web at parkerjohns.com. And joining us now from the water, he's actually out in his one of his boats today, is Captain Dumper Dan Welch. Well, Dan, how's the fishing today?
Not too bad, Dan. We're out here. It's during the week. Just came off a busy weekend of boat traffic here out of the port of Sheboygan. So the bite this morning started out a little slow for all of my boats. All 6 of my charter boats are out. I'm out with my buddy Bleeker on the Robalo, and we're looking for some salmon here closer to shore. But like I said, it was the end of the Samarama tournament that's out of Racine. That ended yesterday. There's a lot of other tournaments going on, so it was an action-packed weekend of boat traffic out of the port of Sheboygan, Dan. There was hundreds of boats out and kind of made the bite slow here during the week, the beginning of part of the week, just because of that. But I think it'll bounce back. We're marking a lot of fish, and my boats are catching fish. Just got to get back to settling it down here, the pressure, and get these fish back in the feed mode.
Yeah, okay. Well, how far offshore are you now?
Well, right now I'm in 100 feet of water straight out of Sheboygan. We've been targeting kings there anywhere from 80 foot out to about 120. Early morning bite's been good for the kings, but midday they've been kind of shutting off, especially with all the boat pressure I just mentioned. So we fished that early and late, 80 to 120, straight out north and south of town. As you go north, you get a little more structure. You get rock structure. You mark a little more bait fish in that rock structure north of town. If you go south, you get sand bottom. Over there, it's more flat, but there's fish over that way too, south of the power plant. Target that early and late for the king bite, and then when that slows down, good depth. Lately, the last few days have been 180 foot. It's been very good. In fact, that's where Bleeker and I popped a couple of our fish. We got a coho in and a king in and missed a couple, but that 180's been pretty good straight out of Sheboygan, working east and west for both coho, steelhead, rainbow, king, occasional lake trout.
Okay. Is the water warmer now? It's got to be.
Yeah, since we talked last, Dan, that's a good question. It's warmed up now. On the surface, we got about 65 degrees, about normal, I would say, for this time of year. Finally warmed up. I mean, you and I talked a lot this spring and summer, and it's been cold out here, so nice to get a little bit of warm water. But we do have our probe down, our fishhawk probe down 50 feet, and that gives us speed and temp where we start catching them down 40, 50, 60 feet. And down there, I'm just looking at the probe indicator now on the fishhawk, and it's 57.8 degrees at that level. Now, if I drop it down to about 80 to 100, it's going to be about 52. So it does cool off pretty quick as you suspend down deeper for these fish with your equipment.
Now, you get trolling speed and temperature. How important is trolling speed when you're out there after trout and salmon?
It's very important, Dan. Very, very important. And this lake, I mean, I've been fishing it for 40 years now, a little over 40 years, and there's more current out here now than there ever has been. And why, I'm not quite sure, but I mean, wind changes, tremendously from day to day, from north to south, east to west, so that creates current. But for instance, like just before we made our west pass, and our surface speed was 3.1 to 3.2, but down where the fish are, it was 2.3 to 2.4, so almost a mile an hour difference from surface down to 60 feet. And you want to concentrate on having the right speed down where your tackle is, where you're fishing. So you got to watch that. I know going east this morning, we were crawling. We were doing like 1.6, 1.7, 1.8, but our tackle was doing perfect, 2.4, 2.5, 2.6. Keep an eye on the current, the speed. Fish hawks are a great asset to have for the depth and speed and temperature of how to target these fish. So definitely watch your trolling speed, not just on the surface, but suspended too. And if you're not getting bit, change direction, change speed, make some different angles to try and to get a pattern of some kind of bite going, especially with current of late. There's not always current out here, but lately there has been, so you got to keep an eye on that.
Seeing any dead alewives these days? Has that die-off continued, or what's going on?
not as much as what we were previously. A lot of them are gone now. We don't see as much of that on the surface as we did. There are some, yeah, you see some, but not like there was. And yeah, that's normal because the die-offs usually, spring into early summer, and then you don't see much more of that anymore. But we are marking pods of bait fish on our graph, and they're down, 50 to 100 foot down, right where that cooler water kind of starts. So they're down there, and the fish have been plump full of them, and we've been catching a good variety of fish. Now, just the other day, we had a 29-pound king come in. That was our longest king of the year, was 40 inches. The guy did mount at our customer. But last week, as you see on our Facebook page, we caught a 31.86-pound king. We had a 30.5, we had a 27, a 26, and a 25. So we are catching some bigger kings here in July. So definitely get out here, July and August with us or on your own boat and try and target some of these bigger fish because there's some nice ones around.
So you've got some openings for this summer yet?
I do. I have a very little bit open here the last week of July, but I have more open in August and September. But get out here in September, give me a call. Quickest, easiest way, skip the email and just go right to me, 920-377-1147. I can answer your questions and look at dates instantly with you. I answer the phone every day, all day here first. So just get a hold of me, Dumper Dan, 920-377-1147. Jump on our Facebook page. We post pictures every day. Or dumperdan.com on the internet to check out our pricing. High in demand the last couple of years has been our condos for lodging packages. I have a half a dozen riverfront condos, so we can put a package together, fishing and lodging for you if you do want to stay overnight. If you just want to fish for a day, we can do that too.
Fantastic. Well, before we let you go, Parker Johns is the second sponsor this week, and you can look out your door and see them across the river, can't you?
Yeah, and a lot of our customers walk over that way. If they cross 8th Street Bridge and walk over, you can drive over, what have you. They're on the other side of the river from me. Great place. They have outdoor seating. They do have some entertainment outside on the weekends, Friday and Saturday, Sunday. Outdoor, indoor seating, beautiful place. Parker Johns. Good for chicken wings, good for pizza, barbecue. Their briskets to die for. It's excellent. Parker Johns is definitely a place to stop when you're in Sheboygan for lunch or supper. They're open for lunch and supper, I believe 7 days a week, but definitely check the website before you go there. But you'll see it when we take you out fishing. We always point the place out, and people go over there, and it's a newly built building and very nice. So Parker Johns, Port of Sheboygan, right on the river for lunch or supper.
Can you dock there, or have you got to drive around or walk around?
You can dock there. There's docks here, Dan. There's some charter boats that park over there, some private boats, and there's some open docks too. So yeah, you can pull a boat in there or drive around. A lot of our guys that stay in all our condos on my side of the river just walk over. It's a gorgeous walk on the boardwalk. So take 10 minutes to walk over there, and yeah, it's very scenic and very nice. So check out Parker Johns. Check out our place. Stop in the store anytime. I'm at 676 South Pier Drive, right on the river, and let's get you out here.
All right. Well, Dan, thanks so much. We'll catch up with you in a couple of weeks and see how the fishing's going on at that time.
Sounds good. We'll be here, Dan. Thanks a lot.
You bet. Dumper Dan Welsh with the Sheboygan Area Lake Michigan Report. Again, his website, dumperdan.com, Facebook, Dumper Dan Sport Fishing Charters, and our second sponsor this week, Parker Johns Barbecue and Pizza in Sheboygan. Find them on the web at parkerjohns.com, or just a short walk or a shorter swim if you want to jump in from Dan's side of the river.
Right?
Yeah. All right. We'll catch up with you in a couple of weeks.
All right. Sounds good, Dan. Thanks.
You bet. I'm Dan Small. You are listening to Outdoors Radio.